เดี๋ยวครูโหลดไฟล์แป๊บโอเค so all of you are here ปิ้งมาหรือยังลูกปิ้งสุกฤต
ปิงเขาเข้าห้องน้ำเนี่ยครับอาจารย์
ทาโร่มาแล้ว I see you ทาโร่ภูสนะภูลูก
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับลูก เอียง
สวัสดีครับ
ครับผม March สิกเรตครับผมซีน
มาครับ
ครับผมฟ้องจุลจิต
มาครับ
ครับภูรินทร์ธนพล สิทธิพลมิวสิก
ธนพลไหนครับ
ธนพล CE หรอ
มาครับมาครับ
ธนพลนามสกุลอะไร
เรืองทองครับ
อะไรนะลูก
เรืองทองครับ
เลี่ยมทองเหรอลูก
ครับ
ชื่อเล่นชื่ออะไรอ่ะ
โมสครับ
โมสนะลูก มิวสิกมายัง
มาแล้วครับอาจารย์
มิวสิกพรหมพลลูก
มาครับ
ครับจังเก are you here
Yes, Ajahn. Good afternoon, Ajahn.
Good afternoon ค่ะจังเก so today we will continue our work นะคะ so I download 6 file already so who want to be the first one Hogwarts ไหม ready ไหม Hogwarts
ได้ครับ ได้ครับ
so please share your screen ครับ share your screen ได้เลยครับเอียง
ตอนนี้อาจารย์เห็นไหมครับ
ชัดแจ๋วเลย หน้าตา
เนี่ย
หน้าเหมือนเดิมหน้าไม่เปลี่ยนเลยนะเนี่ย หน้าไม่เปลี่ยนเลยหน้าเหมือนเดิม หน้าหล่อเหมือนเดิม
วันนี้ติคลิตขอลาวันหนึ่งนะครับ อาจารย์เหมือนเขากักตัวอยู่ครับ
ไม่เป็นไรเลยไม่เป็นไร ขอให้หายไวๆบ้านอาจารย์ก็หลานเป็นไปแล้ว2 คนลูกติดง่ายแต่5 วันก็หาย เข้าโรงพยาบาล5 วันหาย แล้วอีก5 วันก็ไปอยู่โฮสเทลลูกติดง่ายแต่ว่าอาการไม่รุนแรงก็ยังชั่วหน่อยครับฮอกวอตส์มาแล้ว
ปิงมาแล้วด้วยนะครับอาจารย์
ใครนะลูก
สุกฤตครับ
ครับผมสุกฤตมาแล้ว โอเค are you ready
ครับ
yes please
continue from our last time we have do research more about impact of climate change.
Yes.
The first one is food. Our food supply depends on climate and weather condition.
Hmm?
Although farmer and researcher may be able to adapt some agricultural techniques and technology, or they develop a new ones,
Mm-hmm.
then will be difficult to manage because of high temperatures.
Mm-hmm.
Increase the loss of carbon from soil. Higher temperature also mean more evaporation from crop and soil, making crop growth more challenging. And heavy rain are now more common and wash away soil and nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
Can also wash away crop in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is heat wave. Heat waves are periods of unusually hot weather. It happened in the past, but climate change is making heat waves stronger, more extreme, and more frequent. Extreme heat can make existing health problems worse and can cause a heat stroke or heat exhaustion
Mm-hmm.
in healthy people.
Hmm.
And the third one is to impact of climate change to infrastructure. Physical infrastructure include bridge, roads, ports, electric grid, broadband internet, and other parts of our transportation and communication system. It is often designed to be used for years or decades. Many communities have infrastructure that was designed without future climate in mind. But even newer infrastructure can vulnerable to climate change. In the picture, that fault start to melt due to high temperature in New Delhi. And impact of climate change to animals. Nowadays, animal habitats are becoming less comfortable and sometimes are inhospitable. And animals are affected by increase in pollution that affect the food they eat and habitat they live in. More animal species are becoming extinct due to the effect of climate change on the ecosystem. Elephant are the particular animal that affected by high temperatures. This is because they need to drink a lot of fresh water to survive. So climate change and global warming make it more difficult for elephants to get all water they need every day.
Okay, thank you very much. Good. However, if you have time, please increase more information. For example, beginning with impact of climate change on food. Let's see. So in this case, maybe you put sources where you get this information from. And then if you can put something like a graph that showing decreasing of production of food, maybe in some area or global, whatever, and the time that it decreasing. So this will be like show more evidence on the report, on the result of the impact of climate change on food. Okay, a little bit more. And then concerning heat wave. So in every slide, you put the good information concerning why, how it occurred. That is good. You explain, you describe the mechanism, why we have less food, and now heat wave, why we have more people sick due to heat wave. So this graph is good, showing the increasing in temperature in some area of the world, but it will be much better if you can to show the number of people who have heat stroke that is increasing. For example, comparing 10 years ago and now, for example, like that. So it will be like evidence to strengthen your confirmation, your information like that. So it will be better if you can. Okay. However, it's good information that you provide to us. Another page concerning the impact of climate change on infrastructure. This is very good for us because we are engineer. We concern a lot about this thing. This is very, very good. So you put sources where you get this information. And if you are interested in further study, how we can minimize this impact, how we can prevent this effect by the new design or whatever. So it will be appropriate for our study like a engineering project, impact of climate change on infrastructure. Very good. And the last one concerning the decreasing of animals. It's good information. You explain the mechanism, how it is decreasing. But if you can put more information to put more evidence on the number of animals that is decreasing when temperature is increasing, it will be very much better, and sources of information that you get from. Good, very good. So finally, which impact that you select to further study next time?
เ
select
ต้องเลือกตอนนี้เลยเหรอครับอาจารย์
เดี๋ยวก็ได้ลูก
โอเคครับ เดี๋ยวขอลองคุยกับเพื่อนในกลุ่มกัน
Okay, and then you put in the line นะครับ look, then we will know who select which one
โอเค
นะคะ Okay, thank you very much. Good. Group number 1, are you ready?
ครับผม
Okay.
ครับผม
ขอแชร์สกรีนนะครับ
ครับผม
อาจารย์เห็นสกรีนยังครับ
ยังเลยลูก
แป๊บนึงจะเห็นหน้าจอยังครับ
ยังเลยลูก
ยังเลยเหรอครับ
ครับ
โอ้
ได้ไหมถ้าไม่ได้เดี๋ยวครูแชร์ให้
ครับผมอาจารย์รบกวนอาจารย์แชร์ให้หน่อย
ได้ลูก
ครับ
อาจารย์ครับเดี๋ยวฟ้องขออนุญาตเปิดแชร์ให้ก็ได้ครับอาจารย์สักครู่นึงนะครับ
ได้ลูก
ครับสักครู่นะครับอาจารย์
ครับผม
อาจารย์เห็นไหมครับ
เดี๋ยวนะลูกนะมันกำลังเห็นแล้วชัดเจนลูก
ครับ
ครับผม
We will talk about impact of climate change ครับอาจารย์
อือหือ
Impact of climate change by food ครับ Our food supply depend on climate and weather condition. Although farmer and researcher may be able to adapt some agriculture techniques and technologies or develop new ones, some changes will be difficult to manage. Increased temperatures, drought, and water stress, disease, and weather extreme create challenge for the farmer ครับ And the next one is by drought ครับ A drought is a deficiency of precipitation over an extended period of time, usually a season or more, resulting in a water shortage. Indicator of drought include precipitation, temperature, stream flow, ground and reservoir water level, soil moisture, and snow pack. As you see on the right hand side, the white one is no doubt. This one is US drought monitor, and the yellow is a little bit down, and darker is very down in the US.
So in the next slide is by environment. The coral reef ecosystem are damaged by rising water temperature. The second is the wildfire will occur more often and more violent. The third one is more than 30% of species are at risk at extinction due to the period change in the ecosystem. And the last one is the warmer Atlantic currents are slowly down. There was a change in directions or stock flow, which had a high impact on Europe and abnormal ocean circulation system. Next slide, please. So in this slide, you will see that impact on the economy. So when there are fewer fish stock, they lose income from catching fish. The once beautiful underwater attraction that used to be has disappeared. On tourism business, moreover, agriculture was also affected. The amount of crop that used to be able to produce has been reduced, resulting in more expensive food and product in short supply. This disaster is severe and has also resulted in damage to factory and industrial plants. And you can see the slides about how climate change will impact the biggest economy to estimate impact of temperature increase on real GDP in 2048. Next slide, please. And this is the impact by health effect. Rising global temperature result in optimal living conditions for many bacteria and pests. This in the future there will be more people who are infected, and disaster made life more difficult. For example, flooding caused contaminations of impurity in the water we use. Food is more expensive, causing people to not get enough nutrients and make the body unhealthy. For example, some African countries lack food and drink. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Good information. Good. However, if you can do more than this, it will be very much better. But every graph is good. For example, let's see from the graph that you show by food. It's good information. Every slide, please put sources where you get information from. For example, by food, if you can put like a graph showing the decreasing of food in some area, it will be very much better. Okay, so I can share my screen. Okay. For example, the information is good, but if we can confirm this information by some results of some researchers that showing that we have a decreasing in food, right? Food production in some area, it will be very much better to confirm our information. And the sources also okay where we get this information from. The drought is also good good information. Because of climate change, we have no rain. So that don't forget where the sources that we get information. And this is good in terms of showing the distribution of drought over some area. However, if we can compare this situation, comparison with the previous, previous time, or comparison with the average of the previous time, right? Sometimes we have drought, sometimes we don't have drought. For example, 20 years ago, the average of occurrence of drought is like this, and then now we have more frequency of drought or more area that we have the drought affected the area, something like this. So it will show like an evidence that, okay, what we conclude, our information like this, and we have the results of some research to show, okay, if you can. But anyway, this is good enough. But if you can do more, it will be very much better. For environment, it is good also. You say many things concerning this. So if you can compare the normal condition with the new condition when we have the climate change, what happened? Okay. For example, warmer Atlantic current are slowing down. How can we show this one? Right? If we say that slowing down, it means that what is the situation before? It's like this. And then another situation that show that this situation slow down. Right? Comparison like this. Good. Economics is also good. This is the consequence, the final consequence of everything. Right? Those, this, that, and then this one is good. We show. We like the evidence like this is good. Health effect is also good information. It's very interesting to know this. And if we can put more information, if you can, it will be very much better, right? Concerning how many people before that have getting sick by this one, and then when we have increasing in temperature, how much people that increasing affected by this kind of climate change, something like that. Good. ขอบคุณครับฟอง did you select
ค
the
รับ
yet topic that you want to further
ยัง
study?
เลยครับอาจารย์
So put it in our line, okay? Because next time every group have to emphasize on your topic, okay? In
อาจาร
detail.
ย์ครับเน็กทำคือยังไงนะครับ คือครั้งหน้าต้องทำมาแล้วใช่ไหมครับอาจารย์หรือว่า
Yes, next time you have to select it concerning like this. I show you นะคะ This one, look. So this time we are emphasizing of the impact of climate change, right? The chapter number 2 in various aspects. It is good group Harvard and your group Wong good. Then we can see that we have many things, right? So each group select each one that you want. You may select it like suppose you select drought, right? Drought. And then next time Wrong have to study only drought, impact of climate change on drought in Thailand, in some area all over the world, showing emphasize, go in depth impact of climate change on drought by showing many evidence concerning only drought. Suppose Hogwarts select flooding, so you have to show many evidence concerning the climate change and impact of its own flooding in Thailand, all over the world. That is the next issue that we will go in depth in each topic. Depend on you which topic you want to select. Some group may be interested in global warming that give the impact to infrastructure. For example, as Harvard group already show that it gives the impact on the road, right? Melting like this infrastructure, so we can show it more. Because after this, when we understand after this, the chapter 3, the impact of each item, then we can move to chapter 4, right? Chapter 4, that how can we reduce the impact by showing the existing project that we have. We have a lot of projects that try to reduce such impact. And then after that, finally, we will find that what is about our idea, right? Like that. Okay? Okay. Next time we select and you can go in detail each topic. Okay. Group number 3, are you ready? Number 3 look. Number 3 คืออันไหนเอ่ยเดี๋ยวโน้ตอันนั้นเลยนะลูก Share screen number 3 ยีดอยู่ไหมลูกยีด
อ๋ออาจารย์ครับ พอ
ค
ดี
รับ
ว่าตอนนี้งงสับสนนิดหน่อยนะครับ ว่า
อืม
คือทำไมเราถึงกำลังพรีเซนต์เรื่องหัวข้อของวีคที่แล้วครับ คือฉบับปรับปรุงเหรอครับ หรือว่ายังไง
อ๋อค่ะใช่ลูกฉบับปรับปรุงลูก so it is
อ๋อ
still last time I comment something right I comment
อ่า
something in impact of climate change in various aspects and some of you only showing the mechanism or showing just some sentences concerning this so I would like you to know more detail like how it can occur for example the group like a food, right? Harvard and
ครั
Frank,
บ
right? Already show that we have the impact of climate change on the reduction in food production. So that I would like you to search more information concerning the evidence that why we can say like this. Do you have the evidence like that? Okay. And then Frank show us some evidence concerning the impact of it on something, right? So we are still on the improvement of the impact of climate change on various aspects, every aspects. But next time we will emphasize each group emphasize go into detail in each item that you select, right?
ครับ
Mm-hmm.
อ๋อคือที่พรีเซนต์ไปอาทิตย์ที่แล้วของกลุ่มผมนะครับได้พูดถึง aspect เรื่อง water food human health environment แล้วก็ infrastructure ครับ แต่ก็คือขาดเรื่อง evidence ที่มา support ใช่ไหมครับ
Yes.
ที่อาจารย์จะ
That's right.
โอเค
That's right.
แต่ทีนี้คือเข้าใจผิดกันยังไงเดี๋ยวไปพรีเซนต์ร่วมกับอาทิตย์หน้าเลยได้ไหมครับ พอดีว่า
Yeah.
ผมไป
No
emphasize
problem.
ของimpact on engineering project ไปแล้วอะครับ หมายถึงวีคนี้ที่เตรียมจะมาพรีเซนต์นะครับ
Good.
ใช่
And which
ก็เลย
topic
เดี๋ยว
select look? Which
global
topic?
warming ครับ
Okay.
เกี่ยวกับ infrastructure ครับ
Okay. Global warming and infrastructure. Okay. Good. So is next time, right?
ได้ครับ เดี๋ยวมาจับสไลด์มารวมกันได้เลยครับ
Okay. Good.
ครับ
Good ครับ
ได้
ลูก
ครับ ขอบคุณมากครับ ครับผม
Thank you ครับลูก So this one select already infrastructure and global warming. Interesting thing, good. Yeah, infrastructure. If you're concerned about the new design, good. And global warming. Okay, thank you นะครับ So next group number 4, please. Are you ready?
Peace group. Yes, Ajahn, I'm ready.
Yes.
Okay, I will share this.
Yes, thank you.
In the last presentation, we talked about the impact of climate change. So in the last presentation, we couldn't mention about the data of flooding. So today, we have added some data regarding the flood. So from here, this graph, it shows the average number of days per area in which water rose. In which water rose above a threshold for flooding at 33 sites here. These data have been averaged over multi-year periods for comparison, and from this year we can see that the number of flood events per year have been increased over the years. So for the hurricane in storm, we have come up with this data, that is the rising strength of North Atlantic hurricanes. So from here we can see that on average the maximum wind speed of hurricanes that is in North Atlantic basin has jumped 25 miles per hour in just under 3 decades. So this is much higher increase than any other basin in around the world. So this is the effect or impact of climate change regarding the hurricanes. So last time we couldn't mention about the ecological sensitivity. Actually, ecological sensitive area, it is the one that is the areas shown here. It is protected by the government given the sheer number of species, plants and animals restricted to the region. So the ecological sensitivity here, it shows the areas that the government has protected over the years. So, and then last time, I couldn't talk more about change in the production. So the change in production, it is actually the amount of food or the plants that is produced in different areas. So due to climate change, the amount of production in food, it has been decreased by 27%. Okay, and today I have shown the sources too. Thank you, Acha.
Good. Thank you very much. Sanke. Good job. Very good. Okay. So Sanke, did your group select the topic that you want to further study into details?
Yes, Ajan, we want to do regarding drought.
Okay. Okay, flooding, right?
No,
Good.
Ajan, drought.
Oh,
Flooding is already chosen.
no, not yet. So far, no, not yet. Good.
Ajan, we want to do regarding the drought because the flooding has been chosen by other group, Ajan.
Drought? Okay, drought is okay.
So Ajan, in the next presentation, I have to present in detail about the impact of drought, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Go into detail.
So do I have to mention the impact of drought regarding engineering projects?
Yes, yes. Maybe if you can, but
Okay,
the first of all, like a literature review of the impact of climate change on drought in many areas. For example, in Thailand or in Africa, in Europe, something like that.
Okay.
Like literature review first, and then after that, we will see that what is the existing measurement that we do concerning this. Like that, we want to prevent it nowadays. What we are doing to prevent the damage. We cannot prevent drought, right? Because it's natural phenomena due to global warming. What we can indirectly is that we try to reduce carbon dioxide and carbon gas not to occur so much like to reduce global warming. That is the indirect thing that we do. However, we have to do, how can we reduce the damage due to drought? How can we live with it nowadays? And then after that, this is, I talk until the end. After that, finally, we know the literature review and what we are doing now. We know the mechanism, how it occurs. Then we have our own idea. Our own idea. We propose anything. This is the mechanism. Try you to analyze and think what you can do in the future to adapt with it, like that we will end by that chapter. Okay.
Okay, Ajahn. Thank you.
Thank you. So now group number 5, Red Panda. Red Panda อยู่ไหมลูก
อยู่ครับสักครู่นะครับ
ครับผ
อยู่
ม
ครับ ครับอาจารย์เห็นไหมครับ
ครับผม
อาจารย์ครับผม
หืม เห็นครับลูก
ในสไลด์มันยังไม่มีอันนี้นะครับ อาจารย์จะเอาอันใหม่ไหมครับ เดี๋ยวส่งไปให้ใหม่ครับ
ส่งมาใหม่ได้ลูก ส่งมาใหม่ได้ ส่งมาในไลน์นะ ในไลน์กลุ่มเลยนะลูก ไลน์กลุ่มอ่ะ เอาลูก ได้เลย โอเค ดูได้แล้ว ดูได้แล้ว
so here is the evidence or some example that we research from around the world, and I will start with the flood. And so in India 2019 India had a flood were series of floods that affect over 13 states in late July and early August. During excessive rains, at least 2 people died and about 1 million people were displaced. And near the Thailand have a flood in Malaysia on the last year December. A tropical depression made landfall on the eastern coast of Peninsula Malaysia, bringing torrential downpours throughout the peninsula for 3 days. The results of flood affect 8 states across the country and have left at least 54 deaths and 2 missing. Then coming into Thailand, the flood situation caused by the influence of northeast monsoon prevails over the Gulf of Thailand, and the south had more strength from 6 to 8 November 20, in the last year over Trang 10 households, Surat Thani 55 households, Nakhonศรีธรรมราช 50 households, and Krabi 78 households, and the last one is Pathanung 40 households. And this is the impact of the climate change that affect on the wildlife. So in the Australia, fires kill around 3 billion animals. Nearly 3 billion animals were killed or displaced during Australia's devastating bushfires of the past year.
Well, I add more about higher ocean temperatures. So this change brings challenges to continue to fish sustainably, require adopting new way of fishing. The fishing industry and government have found it difficult to agree how best to manage changing fish stock, particularly if fish are moving across international boundary or where catches need to be significantly reduced. So this what happened in Northeast Atlantic mackerel. There has been a rapid change in Atlantic mackerel distribution since 2007. Stock have moved northward as sea temperature rose. The change in the movement of mackerel has resulted in disputes between coastal states over how to share fishery resources with fish moving across geopolitical boundaries. There is a lack of agreement on how best to manage the stock. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So you give us interesting information, many places all over the world concerning the various aspects of this one. Okay, so now I would like you to add a little bit more further information. I share screen to show you a little bit more. Okay. For example, like this example, you can do this one for every slide that you do, okay? Good information and interesting to know this, that climate change gave impact to flood in many areas all over the world. Good things. However, if you can put like a graph example, we want to know the changes so that we have to compare. Then we can conclude like, if we can compare the previous situation and the present situation, then we can we can be convinced that okay, it is true that we have the impact of climate change. I give an example. If we do like this, if x-axis is time and y-axis is the flood damages. For example, if we are interested in Thailand, we can see that each year we have the flood damages. We can evaluate in terms of money, right? So we can see the changes in time that the graph tend to increase, right? 10 years ago, it tend to increase, for example. So this is the evidence. It can be the results of some researchers showing this. Then by doing this, we will be more confident. We will be more convinced that, okay, it is true. We prove it already, right? However, the information that you give is interesting to know this. Good information. And everyone, don't forget, when we get information, we have to put where we get it, sources, okay? The drought is the same thing. If we can do more, human health the same, okay? Effect of on wildlife, same, as similar to the thing that I show you. This one is also interesting that we have higher ocean temperature due to climate change, and this impact to North Atlantic, right? So if like example, I don't know if this one is available or not. This can be, for example, the map of the ocean, and then this each line is like a showing the like a contour line showing the number of fish. Like this can be the number of this fish. For example, 100 fishes per 1 kilometer. Example, and this change. This we can see the distribution of this kind of animal in one area. And what we do, we compare to the map, the normal situation. It can be something like this, like a contour line of this one. We can see the change. Just an idea. If you can find it, it's good. If you cannot, never mind. But I just want to encourage you to further study into detail, that you will understand better and better. Anyway, thank you very much, Red Panda. Red Panda, you select the topic already or not? Topic that you want to
ยังไม่ได้ตัดสินใจครับผม เดี๋ยวส่งไปตามหลังให้ครับ
ได้
ใน
ครับ
ไลน์
โอเค
ครับขอบคุณมากครับ
ครับ Red Panda. So
ครับ
the group number 6, no name group. So do you have name yet? No name group.
Yeah, I have name already. The group name is S. It's
S.
from my surname.
Okay. Group S. Okay. Group S. Please share the screen.
Okay. Share screen. อาจารย์เห็นไหมครับ
ยังลูกเห็นแล้ว
Okay.
ครับผม
We talk about what is global warming. Global warming is a long-term heat on Earth climate system observed since the pre-industry period, 1850 and 1900. And the global temperature rising about 1.18 degrees Celsius per year since 19th century. The warming ocean is the top surface of the ocean have a rise of temperature because they have a greenhouse effect.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a decreased snow cover. This slide show the snow are melting. And then when snow are melting, the sea level are rise about 8 inch or 20 centimeter in last century. This is the photo from the out of Earth, the declining Arctic sea ice. Both are extent and thickness. Arctic sea has declined rapidly over the several decades. This climate change very impact to the sea level, and when the sea level is not high, the maybe floating in the city. ครับอาจารย์ประมาณนี้รอครับอาจารย์
Declining Arctic.
ครับ
Yes.
จบแล้วครับอาจารย์
Okay. Landing แบบงง Landing แบบจบแล้วเหรอ Okay, thank you. So I will share my screen to show you. Thank you very much, S team. So we have a lot of information, interesting one. But however, if you can put more information on this, for example, if I go from the back, declining in Arctic sea level, like this, if we can compare, what about the normal situation of Arctic sea level ice, Arctic sea ice right now, and the normal situation of the previous 20 years, for example, then you can see the change that it is declining, right?
อ๋อครับ
Yes, something like this. So it is a form of the thing that we tried. What I try to teach you now is to emphasize, to make you have awareness, to emphasize on what we are talking about. We should have some evidence to support what we conclude. You see, now we have a lot of fake news, a lot of things that in the line, the internet, we don't know the sources. We don't know this is true or not. We will be sure if it is the result of some research. It is come from the reliable agency, something like that. So this is to train you to be awareness of the fake news and everything. So you should be sure that it is true. Declining of Arctic sea ice can be shown by what is the Arctic sea ice in the previous time and now today. Then we can see the change. So this also the thing like a sea level rise. We can show point by point if we want, like you show the map of the world, and then we can show that this point that we want to show, and we can show that the sea water level with the time that it is has a trend of rising like this, right? This is the time t. For example, like this. Same decreasing snow cover, we can show the map of snow cover. Maybe we can fix in some month, for example, in January 20 years ago, what it is. And what about in January now today? Then we can see the decreasing in snow cover, right? Like this. Warmer ocean, the same thing similarly. Otherwise, it is good. Group S, thank you very much. You select already your topic. Yes?
Yes, I select floating.
Okay. Thank you. So thank you everyone. So do you have like a question to ask me that what will you do next time? Everyone understand what will you do next time? Understand already, right? ทุกคนเข้าใจไหมลูกคราวหน้าเลือกหัวข้อ select the topic that you want to go in depth and then we present in details like doing literature review of that topic, and then after that we will see what can we do to reduce such impact. Okay?
ครับผม
ทุกคน
โอเค
everyone
ครับอาจารย์
โอเคนะ
โอเค
Okay.
ครับ
Good job everyone. Appreciated every students. Good students. See you next time นะคะ Next
อาจารย์ผมยังไม่ได้เช็คชื่อ
อ้าวใครล่ะลูกชื่ออะไรลูก
ปูลินครับ
ครับผมภูรินทร์พรีเซนต์ไป
พอ
แล้
ดี
วโอเค
ใช่แต่ลืมเช็คชื่อเมื่อตอนต้นข่าว
ไม่เป็นไรลูกเดี๋ยวครูเช็คให้นะ
ขอบคุณครับ
โอเค See you next time นะคะ
ครับ
บายบายลูก
ขอบคุณครับอาจารย์สวัสดีครั
ขอบคุณครับอาจารย์
ค่ะลูก
Thank you, Ajahn.
ค่ะสังเกต Good
ขอบ
job
คุณ
ลูก
ครับ
Good work ลูกครับผม
ครับสวัสดีครับ
ครับผมบายบายลูก Ending ลืมซินเซียยูอีซินนี่ว่าใช้เฮงๆปังๆบายบายลูก